Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Today we're gonna talk all about hair. This photo is completely retouched besides the hair, and I think the hair in this photo actually looks really nice because of the curls, it's reflecting and everything is already nice. But the hair can really make or break a photo, and it can, if it's done right, make the photo look a lot more polished. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna start by zooming in here and we're gonna tackle these little baby hairs first. We're gonna use some pretty basic tools, the stamp tool, which is this one right here, and then the patch tool, which is this one. And I'm just gonna start off with the patch tool and circle all of these things that I want to remove, drag them away. Yeah, and there's not that much I can do with the patch tool here, so I'm just gonna go in with the copy stamp. With the alky, you can sample whatever you want to use as a cover up and then just paint over whatever you want to have covered up. And then let's move on to the other side. Same thing, I'm gonna start off with the patch tool and try to remove as much as I can with this tool, and then once we are done with that, just go in with the copy stamp again. Alright, so this looks pretty good to me. Let's look at the before and after of this one. Yeah, it already looks a lot cleaner. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is go to filter and liquify. And we're just gonna get this new pop-up window, and what we're gonna do in here is enhance the shape of the hair a little bit. This works especially well with curls because they already have this kind of curved shape and you just want to enhance that and not change it completely. Yeah, we're just gonna use this first tool right here and basically just drag the hair in the direction that you want it to go in. I'm just gonna give this a little bit more volume, like so. Don't overdo it though, because we still want to have a natural look. I also like to bring in the hair onto the neck a little bit, just so the hair looks a little bit fuller. I'm also gonna correct this down here. And you can also drag it, you can also drag the hairline a little bit more inwards if you want, but I'm actually happy with how this is looking. Then just press OK. And here we have our before and after so far. They look more voluminous and just a lot more cleaner. And what we're gonna do next is fill in these little gaps right here because they are making the hair look less full. So let's start off right here. And in this case, I'm actually just gonna use a basic brush with opacity and flow of 100%. With the Alt key, sample the color that's right next to the part that we want to cover up, and then just paint. Actually, I'm gonna create a new layer for this, and then just paint over the part that you want to remove. And because this part is completely black anyways, this is the easiest and quickest way to do what we want to achieve. Then let's move on to the other side. We're just gonna use the brush on these smaller things right here. And don't forget to always sample the color from right next to where you're painting so that it actually matches up. And then I think that we can also use the brush right here as well, just because she has such dark hair that this is the easiest way to do so. Let's zoom out and see if that looks realistic. Almost. So on this side, I'm actually going to lower the opacity a little bit and then paint over this part again. So we're going to create another new layer with information in it, and then sample some of that hair texture from up here with the Alt key, and then paint that over this little part. Use some texture from right here as well, just so that it's not this big dark spot. Alright, let's look at it again. Yeah, I'm gonna lower the opacity of this a little bit as well, and that looks good to me. Create another new layer with 100% opacity, and let's zoom into the top right here. And we will also fill this in with the stamp tool. Make sure to turn the opacity up again, sample, and just paint right over it. Perfect. Let's group what we have done and look at the before and after again. Yeah, so this already looks so much better. I wouldn't fill in this just because I like the way that there's a little curl right here. And the last step, or the second last step actually, what we're gonna do is use some dodge and burn. These are my own Photoshop actions. I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video so you can download them if you want to use them. It's super simple. You just select the action that you want to use and then click play. And in this case, we're going to use a soft round brush with 30% opacity and 30% flow, and then use a black color to give the hair a little bit more like 3D effect. I don't know the right word right now, but just make the parts that you want to have darker a little bit darker and dramatic. So the parts that already are darker, just darken those a little bit. And then these little wider parts right here, we're actually gonna brighten up even more. So we're gonna switch to the white color, use a little bit of a smaller brush, and brighten those up to make the hair look even more shiny than it already is. Perfect. Yeah, that looks great. Then create another new layer, and then the last thing that we're gonna do is use the sharpen action. This is also one of my actions. As I said, you can download it below, click play, and then in this case it's a mask that we're using. So we want to use a soft round brush again, but with opacity and flow of 100%, and then use the white color on the black mask right here. So make sure you're painting on this part. And what we're gonna do now is, as the action says, sharpen the hair. I like to use the 100% opacity brush on these lighter parts so that they like really pop. And then I'm gonna lower the opacity a little bit for the rest of the hair, because we also want to have that shiny, but not as shiny as those super bright parts. Right. Let's look at the before and after of that. Yeah, that looks so beautiful. Let's group this again. And here is our full before and after. This was a super quick tutorial. It doesn't take much to make hair look this good, but it looks so much better and cleaner, and as I said, more like nice, more polished, more professional. I just really like the way that hair affects a photo so much, and what you can do with just some small little changes. I hope you can incorporate this editing technique into your own editing style. Let me know if you have any questions about this, and as I said, the Photoshop actions will be linked below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!